esteemed viewer, you're right onto the power circuit. It is proudly brought to you by the Transmission Company of Nigeria (TCN) to give you updates and scorecards in the Nigerian power sector. I trust you're keeping with safety rules when using electricity to maximize its benefits. I am Amara Agubesi. I hope you're having a good day. To begin, let's walk through the headlines. Minister says new supervisory platform to enable more action in power sector. More upgrades at 2 switchyards of 330 kV Olorun Shogo transmission substation. In the interview segment, our guest is the Executive Director, Human Resources and Corporate Services at the Transmission Company of Nigeria (TCN), Mrs. Abiodun Folusho Afolabi. She will be telling the exciting story of managing human capital in the company as part of the ongoing Executive Director's interview series. The Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, is confident that the new platform for tracking agencies under the Federal Ministry of Power will help the federal government to deliver more results in the power sector. This was the position of the minister during the inauguration of the Ministerial Power Sector Working Group. The Power Circuit brings to you the proceedings.
At the Ministry of Power headquarters in Abuja, directors and heads of agencies under the supervision of the ministry converged to sign performance contracts to ensure proper tracking and supervision of projects.
To serve a lot of purpose. We talk about information sharing, dissemination, and sector-wide coordination. It to serve as supervisory, monitoring, and oversight platform for Ministry of Power and all the agencies under it. So we're going to serve more like a platform for sector coordination and decentralized project management. Then the fourth number is the synergy that we intend to gain from coming together of all of us here, and capacity optimization, whereby we're going to use the skills that we have abound across all the agencies and ministries in each of our activity. Then lastly is the issue of a training platform, a training ground, a refresher opportunity for all of us to know what is happening in the sector. So when we are out there, we can respectively represent the power sector.
The Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, who acknowledged the existence of the meeting in the past, said it was necessary to reintroduce and improve on it.
Then covering the entire of all this, that it is a performance monitoring and evaluation platform. Because we all have targets to achieve at the end of the year. Then we will not wait till the end of the year or end of the quarter before we start assessing ourselves. We need to get involved in the works on how you are progressing to achieve your final targets for the quarter. In your presentation, how much have you achieved and what you set out for the year. So what we are doing now at the end of the meeting is to ensure that we sign more like a performance bond or a performance contract that will compel each and every one of us to deliver on our targets.
The minister then expressed confidence and assurance that the overall target will be achieved as displayed by the response and enthusiasm of the working group.
I'm happy at the enthusiasm and the response of everybody involved here today, which gives me some level of assurance and confidence that our overall targets will be achieved. That is what we are saying today. In terms of sanction, let me tell you that I will not sit here today and start rolling out sanctions that will be meted out to non-performers, because I am confident that we are all going to deliver.
The performance contract was signed on behalf of the agencies by the Chief Executive Officers and the Permanent Secretary, Mahmuda Maman, on behalf of the directors. The agencies include the Transmission Company of Nigeria (TCN), the Rural Electrification Agency (REA), the National Power Training Institute of Nigeria, NAPTIN, and the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NEC, among others.
As part of that process, too, the Honorable Minister is going to sign contract with me in the as the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, and then thereafter I will sign with the Director, and he will also sign based on the mandate assigned to us by Mr. President with the head of agency, so that each and every one of us will know their specific responsibilities and will take, measure performance of each and every agency under the sector, so that anybody that fails to deliver, at least we know that is the responsibility. And that is the purpose why we are here to sign the contract agreement now.
Having a robust electricity transmission system is a core asset that every country strives to have. For Nigeria, the transmission system is vast, and despite this, the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, keeps improving hundreds of the substations and transmission lines in this complex system. Come with us to the 330 132 kV Olorun Shogo transmission substation in the Lagos region of TCN.
A principal manager system operation at the 330 132 kV Olorun Shogo transmission substation, Engineer Paul Akeredolu, said the substation is the area control center of the Papalanto sub-region, supplying bulk power to 132 kV transmission substations.
Our own is to convey, that is to evacuate the supply from the generating station to the grid. We have a major 330 kV lines, which is Olorun Shogo Ikeja West and Olorun Shogo Ayede line.
He said to ensure seamless operations, TCN has a robust interface with the generation companies where the energy is transmitted from to TCN substations.
Normally the generation is to generate the power. Whenever they generate, you have to transmit it, which is to evacuate it to the grid. Thereby the consumers and the utilizers will make use of it.
On system stability, Engineer Akeredolu said there are strategies in place to regulate voltage and frequency issues during operation while working with the National Control Center segment of TCN.
We have two issues to control the system. One is voltage and the second one is frequency. Whenever we have issue of low voltage, we have to react to the system, maybe by load shedding, or anytime we have the frequencies dropping beyond the critical level. Our own is to carry out the load shedding without waiting for the approval of the NCC. But at times the NCC will ask us to go down, which we will now respond.
These are the two transmission switches at the 330 kV Olorun Shogo transmission substation. A lot of improvements have gone into these transmission facilities by the management of TCN.
This is phase 1 330 kV switch. Normally they are just gravel the switch yard, and the gravity to prevent the erosion of the switch yard. And all the switches are working fine. We don't have any problem concerning the equipment yet. The first building there is relay room 2, while the control room have relay room 1 for the phase 1. So we have another phase 2 up there that has its own switch yard separately. Yet the gravel place and we don't have any issue. All people are working well now. This is phase 2 330 kV switchyard. We have capacity of 750 megawatt from here, and there is no specific line like this one that has Oloruntubu Ikeja West and Ayede Oloruntubu. But this one has no line. They are both generated to the bus. They tie the both together. So as you can see, we just gravel the station. Because of that, we don't have any erosion in the switchyard, and we can operate safely. We have a 3-number relay room in Oloruntubu switchyard, phase 2. So this is relay 1. The second one is relay 2, while the third one is relay 3, where we normally carry out the operations. If there is outages or anything, if anything happens to the equipment, we have to come from the control room and come and operate it.
The series of interviews with the executive directors at the Transmission Company of Nigeria TCN comes up after this. Don't go away.
The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, transmits bulk electricity from power generating companies, GenCos, distribution load centers of distribution companies, DISCOs, nationwide. At TCN, we transport bulk electricity at very high voltage to DISCOs, who now off-take it and distributes it directly to electricity customers nationwide. TCN does not generate electricity. We transport the quantum of power generated to distribution load centers. TCN does not distribute electricity directly to electricity consumers. Our job stops where that of the DISCOs begin. TCN, transmitting bulk electricity in the most efficient and effective manner.
You are onto the interview segment of the Power Circuit. Our guest today is Executive Director, Human Resources and Corporate Services at the Transmission Company of Nigeria TCN, Mrs. Abiodun Folusho Afolabi. You will get to hear about how the company manages human capital and builds capacity for the staff to operate the complex but active transmission system in Nigeria. You're welcome to the Power Circuit. Let's meet you, please.
My name is Abiodun Folusho Afolabi, Executive Director, Human Resources and Corporate Services.
So we'll leave you kindly oblige us in responding to the few questions we have for you. What role does your office play in supporting the operation of TCN?
My office plays a very vital and important role in supporting TCN management. One, we do recruitment. By recruitment, I mean employing the right people who would manage the organization, who will do the works of the organization. We do capacity building, that is training people. We do talent management. My office is in charge of medicals, the security department. We do all sorts to support the management. We are human resources. We manage the human beings in the office. You know, we work in an engineering firm. So the engineers manage the engines. We manage the human capital. the people that work for the organization. And you know, managing people is a tough work. So we do the toughest in TCN.
You're new in this office, and we want to use this medium to say congratulations.
Thank you so much.
But then how would you describe your experience so far since you assumed office?
My experience has been very challenging. Very, 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 very challenging. I've been in HR for 31 years. I'm 31 years old in the company and in the organization. So entering it, I thought it's what I'm used to. So I was brought in to do what I've been doing for 31 years. TCN has trained me, they've developed me. So I'll say number one, I'm paying back now what TCN has given me for 31 years. So it has been challenging. You know, people expect a lot from you. I've been dreaming that one day when I'm in charge, promotion letters will come out before 1st of July. I know promotion is done all over the country, and it was done. By 2 weeks ago, everybody got their promotion letters effective 1st of July. It was not easy, but we did it. So it's challenging. You have a lot of health issues. You'll be in the office, I'll be called that somebody is ill. Somebody just fell down from the tower. You can't ignore it. You have to leave what you are doing. You have to show compassion. You have to be compassionate. You can't just say, do this. You have to be involved. Then the security challenges. Our towers are vandalized. So you have to go here, go there, go to the police, go everywhere. So it's been challenging. But I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I enjoy putting smiles in the face of people. I enjoy people coming to me and me being able to solve the different challenges that they go through. I enjoy the training aspect of it. You know, people going for trainings and the feedbacks we get from them. So it's been challenging. It's different from what I used to be because now you're a decision maker. So you know, we have to be careful about the kind of decisions you make because now we are talking about human beings. So we have to be careful, but it's challenging, but I'm handling the challenge. I'm tackling it, and I'm grateful.
You mentioned training, ma'am.
Yeah.
So what are the training strategies to improve staff capacity at TCN?
We look at the trainers. When we got here, the first thing I did was we did training need analysis. Not just go for trainings. What are the training staff need? What are the training staff need? So we brought out a form. We did the training need analysis, and that is the kind of, you know, training is the thing that a lot of people are into. So when they bring I tell them, you don't tell me the kind of training you want to give to our staff. We will tell you the kind of training we need. So we've been training based on it. And we've been having very good feedbacks from staff we are training.
In essence, you're saying that TCN is really big on training.
Yeah, we train a lot. We train a lot, both internationally and locally. TCN spends a lot of training on staff, and I'm a good example.
Obviously.
I'm a good example. If we've gone for trainings on train the non-engineers in an engineering company, we face a lot of challenges. If I'm talking about a breaker, you know I'm not an engineer. You understand? TCN have trained, TCN, it's one, apart from our business of transmitting, we do a lot of talent management, a lot of developments. We encourage our staff to go for developments. We even sponsor them.
Thank you. So there is also the industrial relations aspect that you mentioned when you talked about the departments that you supervise. So how well is your relationship with industry stakeholders, including the organized labor?
We have a very good working relationship with the organized laborers. They are stakeholders, they are our partners. So we have a wonderful working relationship with them.
That's a beautiful relationship.
Yes, we have a good working relationship. But you know, like they say, the mouth and the teeth also fight.
But how would you rate the management in their support for human resource development?
All I've been saying, management supports human resource a lot. In fact, this management, the staff, if you interview the staff, they'll tell you, management has been very supportive. Anytime we give them our training needs, they respond immediately. When there is a need for anything, for example, staff boss, they make sure it's working well, the fund, the petrol. You can't call me and say a staff fell down from a tower and I sit in my office. I get up immediately. And the first place I go is the MD. The MD too gets up, and phone calls, making sure the staff is okay. So the management has been wonderful.
Do you have any message to TCN, the management and the staff?
My message to the staff is that they should give in their best. They said, to whom much is given, much is expected. We are taking care of them, we are training them, so they should give us to their best. The best, cooperate with us, be good staff, law-abiding staff. They should give us their best. So to the management should keep on doing what they are doing. We are Oliver Twist. The management should do more. We'll rub our heads together, rub minds together, and we'll do more.
We're grateful for the audience.
Thank you so much.
You heard from the Human Capital Builder at TCN, Mrs. Abiodun Afolabi. She is the Executive Director, Human Resources and Corporate Services at the company. The ongoing Executive Directors interview series continues next week. Don't miss it. Here are the headlines again. Minister says new supervisory platform to enable more action in power sector. More upgrades at 2 switchyards, all 330 kV Olorun Shogo transmission substation. In the interview segment, you heard from the Executive Director, Human Resources and Corporate Services at TCN, Mrs. Abiodun Afolabi, who spoke about her role in driving human capital development in the company. The Executive Director's interview series comes up in the next edition. Watch out for this. To get more from the power circuits, kindly view this episode and the previous ones on the TCN YouTube channel. Kindly connect with TCN on all its social media platforms by liking the TCN page on Facebook via Transmission Company of Nigeria. You can also follow TCN on X, formerly Twitter, by searching for @TCN_Nigeria. Experience TCN and its activities on Instagram as you click TCN_Nigeria. TCN officials are always there to receive your observations and comments by email to affairs.public@tcn.org.ng. For more information about the company's activities, go to the interactive website www.tcn.org.ng. There is also an information site www.tcnnews.ng where TCN keeps you updated about power sector activities. Please continue to do your best in guarding against vandalism of power transmission lines, towers and substations in your locality. The management of TCN is working round the clock to always improve on bulk power evacuation for national development. Keep a date with us next week. I am Amara Agugesi and I'm saying thank you.